Ms. Michael Jordan Lukomwam with Mohammed Mugalu to bring news tonight. Let's have a look at the headlines as we start. In our top stories tonight, 8 arrested for electronic fraud and computer misuse. Reserve force mobilization, 3 arrested in Kachiri with forged documents. Cases increase as virus spreads to new cities in China. While former Manchester United right back Gary Neville criticizes club's recruitment. News tonight, welcome aboard. In a first story tonight, 8 people have been arrested for electronic fraud and computer misuse in a joint operation by the Uganda Police and the Uganda Communications Commission. Several SIM card boxes were recovered, which were used to intercept international calls. UCC Public Relations Officer Bosa Ibrahim says that the suspects are linked to some telecom companies, as we see in this report.
The Uganda Police and Uganda Communications Commission has confiscated 5 SIM boxes containing over 2,000 SIM cards in Kampala Metropolitan. 8 suspects have been arrested and on police custody. These will be charged with electronic fraud and computer misuse as per the Computer Misuse Act of 2011.
We are found running, the premises were locked, but the gadgets were generating traffic. So you can actually set up these things and remotely control them when even somebody is not in the premises. At Nakawa Market, 2 SIM boxes were recovered, one with 32 SIM cards and another with 1,024 SIM cards.
These suspects, through use of computers, have been channeling international calls into local, which made government lose a lot of taxes. According to Bosa, the mouthpiece of UCC, these are linked to some telecom companies.
Interesting here is that, for example, the people in Clement Hill, these are people who are employees of a company who have taken these gadgets within the offices of that company without the company knowing. So they are staff of an IT department, but disguising illegal traffic within the organization.
Telecom companies will be held liable on irregular registered SIM cards which promote crime in the country.
There will be people who are able to beat the system to get a SIM card registered but sell it off to unscrupulous individuals. So right now we are dealing with irregularly registered SIM cards.
Public is urged to remain vigilant about personal security and always report any lost SIM card for immediate termination. Meanwhile, Uganda Police is hunting for engineers of the collapsed building in Jinjak town, which claimed 5 lives.
Sent out a team that is looking for the site engineer and the supervisor of the site so that we can question them, but at the moment they are on the run.
Namai has given a report on the progress of the ongoing police criminal investigations across the country.
Omar Christopher, 42 years, a son to Orium Charles, 73 years, picked the mother's chicken, which he wanted to go and sell, but the father stopped him from doing so, and therefore, out of annoyance, the son picked a hoe and hit the father on the head, killing him instantly.
Abdul Nasir Luwama and Lydia Chomkama for UBC News.
197 hash.
The mobilization of veterans across the country has started off at 15 centers of the Uganda People's Defense Forces. At Kachiri 1st Division headquarters, 3 veterans were arrested there with forged documents. The exercise aims at teaming 2,753 veterans to boost UPDF operations under the AMISOM in Somalia.
Over 500 UPDF reservists turned up at Kachiri Army Barracks for day 1 of mobilization exercise that will last for 4 consecutive days.
Sergeant Wamara Christopher, I'm here, sir. Present.
The veterans from across areas of Kampala Metropolitan flocked the 1st Division headquarters of UPDF in Kachiri to embrace the exercise that will enhance UPDF operations under AMISOM.
Because Now I'm an old woman. But before, I went on the bush, 82, when I'm 12 years. I will manage there when I was young. What about now?
I'm still strong, very strong, really. 50 years in.
The exercise is conducted across 15 centers countrywide, targeting 2,753 retired Uganda People's Defense Forces veterans of below the rank of major, aged 55 years and below.
This particular center, we want only 373, including 17 officers. The exercise started well. We started by validating the documents that they came with. This included the discharge certificate and the national identification card. The standards for those who are veterans is not as strict as those who are just joining. So the medical team will tell us those who are able to do the military training and those who are not able.
Major Bilal Yusuf Katamba, the spokesperson of the UPDF 1st Division, says 3 veterans have been caught with forged documents and handed over to top authorities.
Those people who had discharge certificates that were suspect, so those one we handed them over to intelligence to investigate. Yeah.
The cadets undertook screening, including physical, mental and medical fitness, among others. Successful candidates will form the Uganda battle groups 31 and 32 respectively. Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
Senior officers there getting ready to go and serve. The FDC party plans to start looking for individuals willing to stand for presidency. Right to Electoral Commission to allow them start internal campaigns have started. While addressing the media during a weekly press briefing at Najanankumbi, the deputy spokesperson FDC John Chikonyogo said that the party has not yet gotten anyone vying to be president of Uganda.
Forum for Democratic Change late last year celebrated 15 years of operating as a political party in Uganda at Nambole Stadium. FDC is planning to roll out these celebrations in 12 districts across the country. The celebrations for marking 15 years as an opposition party will be in Bukwo, Jinja, Iganga, Busia and Kumi, among others. FDC Deputy Spokesperson Chikonyogo John says their program for organizing structures has moved on smoothly in some parts, like in eastern Uganda. He was addressing the press at party headquarters, Najanankumbi.
Except some instances like in Mubende, where a certain ASP Sekalema stopped our leaders from conducting what they are supposed to do. This gentleman Sekalema, I think he has to pay in his own currency.
FDC also plans to use feedback from party structures to benchmark individuals willing to stand for presidency.
Leaders will go out for some months to campaign to countryside, but after choosing them, we write the Electoral Commission National and we inform them of the exercise we are embarking on, and those leaders will go to the countryside to campaign to the people, and we come back to our delegates conference and we choose one of them. Informing the public now, FDC has not sent anybody, and even using our colors and our logo and whatever, I think it is politically criminal.
Meanwhile, FDC has asked court to expedite the judgment of legitimacy case against Justice Byabakama and Rakojo in Electoral Commission.
I want a court to give the judgment on that issue because we believe these people are illegally in the Electoral Commission. So the court should come out and inform the public. We don't want someone who is illegal to hold our money and conduct elections for us.
According to the party, after completing its internal processes, they will then go out to join other parties in the decision of coming up with a joint candidate from all opposition parties. I'm Nafka Farida and Tiwa Esther reporting.
Government Chief Whip Ruth Nankabirwa has pledged to advance concerns of the albino community before the Ugandan cabinet. The pledge comes in the wake of concerns of limited access to cosmetic products despite removal of taxes by Parliament. Speaker of Parliament Rebecca Kadaga underscores the need to include albinos in the national census for proper planning.
People describe albinos with names, while others have marginalized them. But they have countered this by embracing life as it is, with some composing poems. Others have composed music to encourage fellow persons living with albinism.
Be happy of what you were. Thank you for being my friend.
One such composer is 32-year-old Ismail Kibuka, a person living with albinism from Nakaseke district.
Be happy of what you are.
Many people think that albinos, some of them they call them humans, some of them they call them demons, some of them they don't consider them as human beings. So this message is to energize them, to know that they were also created in the image of God.
The myth surrounding the life of albinos is what prompted him to compose this song, calling on colleagues to embrace networking.
Most people, they don't know us, but once you, the albino, you yourself, go to people, talk to them, feel free with them. It will help them also to understand you and also to come close to you. But some of them, they fear to come close to us. Why? Because of most albinos, they are solitary and they are quiet. They don't want to talk to people. They don't want to get engaged in different activities.
In overcoming such myths and challenges that this group of people faces, Kibuka wants a representative in Parliament for people living with albinism.
I know one day God will help us reach that. We need a representative in the Parliament who can represent the albinos.
Kibuka was among the celebrants that came together to march during the opening of the annual Parliament Week. The walk was graced by the Speaker of Parliament, Rebecca Kadaga, and Government Chief Whip, Ruth Nankabirwa. Both committed to advancing concerns of persons living with albinism.
Can't we prescribe these creams as part of the medicines that government procures for this kind of group? And we provide for regulations on accessibility, how we access them so that we avoid the creams being on the market again. Something has to be done.
I've been reading the census data, there's nothing on albinism. So Government Chief Whip, I think now we should adjust those categories and have the albinos there so that we know how many we have in the country so that we can plan for them.
One of the concerns is the continuous inaccess to skin cosmetics, which affects the albino community.
Today, women and men use all sorts of creams to become light. Isn't that a paradox? Yet we here, naturally blessed with the skin. So we want to increase this awareness.
I'm disappointed. You know, when we removed the taxes, I thought we had done a great thing. But it seems something is still up there. Government Chief Whip, you have undertaken to be the ambassador. Please ensure that these loopholes and the bureaucracy that disrupts the service comes to an end.
Parliament Week is an annual week-long event held to enlighten the public about the roles of Parliament. This year, 2020, it is being held on the theme, Parliament, Building a Strong Democracy in Uganda. Henry Okurut, UBC.
The Ugandan National Cultural Center Board of Trustees have launched a campaign to revamp the cultural initiatives and activities in Uganda. Addressing journalists at the Uganda Media Center in Kampala, the chairman, Uganda National Cultural Center Board of Trustees, Sam Okello, says that the campaign will have meaningful returns of investment. The announcement comes at a time when efforts to conduct feasibility studies on the one-stop center development are already underway.
What artists of Uganda must do is to give Uganda the image it deserves, the pearl it is. And this is possible. And some of the activities that we are going to do is through organizing festivals and organizing events regionally and also bring it to Kampala. Then we are also going to now give awards to different artists. That awards that come because you have made a serious contribution to the creative industry. And we're not just talking about theater. We're talking about films, we're talking about dance, we're talking about music, we are talking about the visual art, we are talking about, it's broad, we are talking about our folklore, we are talking about our languages, we are talking about our food. Almas donated this book for all the artists, and we are going to make sure that all the artists of this country get a copy. The other thing that he has given us is to translate this book into all languages of Uganda, and UNCC is going to take a lead in the translation of this book.
And at this point, we'll take a very short break. We have more in return. Please keep around.
On behalf of the National Chairman, the NRM Secretary General invites the following categories of delegates to the second meeting of the 3rd National Conference on the 25th of January 2020 at Nambole Stadium. The invited are the 1st National Vice Chairperson, the 2nd National Vice Chairperson, the 6 Vice Chairpersons representing regions, members of the National Executive Council, NEC, members of the NRM Municipal Executive Committees, members of NRM on Municipal Councils, promoters of the NRM Organization, Executive Committees of the NRM in the Diaspora, NRM Members of Parliament or Flag Bearers, NRM members of the East African Legislative Assembly, members of the NRM Historical Leaders Forum, members of the National Executive Committees of all special organs, NRM Chairpersons of districts or Flag Bearers, municipality mayors, members of NRM District Executive Committees, members of all District Executive Committees of all special organs, NRM members on district councils, and chairpersons of sub-county conferences. The public is hereby informed that no claims whatsoever will be entertained from any non-participants traveling to Kampala. Enjoy convenience today with Airtel Money School Pay. Dial *185#, select option 6, School Fees, select option 2, School Pay, select option 1, Pay Fees, enter student number, enter the amount, enter the PIN number to complete payment. Beat the back to school hustle today. Pay school fees conveniently using Airtel Money. Airtel Money, simple, instant, secure.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
The Parliament of Uganda will host the annual Parliament Week from Monday 20th to Saturday 25th January 2020 under the theme Parliament Building a Strong Democracy in Uganda. The activity provides an opportunity for the public to freely interact with MPs and the leadership of the institution and to understand how Parliament works. Activities will include the Parliament fundraising charity walk to raise funds for the construction of a rehabilitation center for persons living with albinism on Monday 20th January. The stakeholders debate on Wednesday 22nd and the public parliament on Friday the 24th. There will also be Meet Your MP session, departmental exhibitions and tours of parliament. The public is invited to come and participate in all the activities. This is your opportunity to get your voice heard and to debate on pertinent issues that concern you. Entrance is free. Please come along with your ID. This message is brought to you by the Clerk to Parliament.
Eastern and Southern Africa Capacity Building Center, in partnership with Nakawa Vocational Training Institute, brings you the Do It Yourself Chekolere, a skills training program to equip participants with basic hands-on technical skills for doing simple tasks in their daily life by themselves. The skills to be taught include repairing simple home wooden furniture, painting your own home and minor house repairs, replacing broken tiles and pavers, replacing broken window glass, fixing a blocked or broken kitchen sink or toilet, TVs, mobile phones and computers, changing a car tire and basic car servicing, welding and others. This training will take place at Nakawa Vocational Training Institute from 20th January to 13th March 2020, 8 to 4 p.m. Monday to Friday. For more details, call 0706 694801 or 0701 231199. Do it yourself. Chekolere.
Operation Wealth Creation is coordinating all government ministries, departments and agencies to unveil unique investment opportunities in every region of Uganda to local and international investors to transform subsistence farmers into the money economy. Operation Wealth Creation presents the Rwenzori Investment Expo, scheduled for the 30th to 31st of January 2020 at Mountains of the Moon University, Fort Portal City. Theme: Investment for Local Economic Development. This expo is one of the many regional investment expos anchored on agro-industrialization for local economic development, agri-led program, and will be held countrywide. Come explore investment opportunities in the Rwenzori region, from mining, tourism, agriculture, and many more. The guest of honor will be His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda. For more information, contact National Organizing Committee.
News tonight. Welcome back from the break. The Special Forces Commander, SFC Commander, Major General James Birungi, has saluted President Yoweri Museveni for his visionary leadership. He paid to him tribute at the 10 Marine Battalion grounds in Entebbe during a luncheon ceremony of welcoming 180 SFC soldiers who completed their call of duty in Somalia. The contingent has spent 1 year as part of the peacekeeping mission in the Horn of Africa under the leadership of Lieutenant Colonel David Mugisha. He also commended SFC soldiers for the resilience and conduct they exhibited in mission areas. Major General Birungi, who hosted the component, called them on to invest in savings, incoming generating ventures, and avoid squandering them in ventures such as buying cars and visiting bars. He commended the SFC spouses who always take care of the families of combatants who are away on assignments. The SFC component commander, Lieutenant David Mugisha, thanked the SFC commander for entrusting him with the responsibility of commanding the UG Bag 26. He also said that all the 108 soldiers returned safely. The ceremony was attended by the Deputy Commander of the SFC, Colonel Peter Chandia, a representative of the Chief of Staff of Land Forces, Colonel Stuart Agawa, SFC directors and commanders. Yes, in the business segment, we'll only look at the money market report as it runs here. And the weather forecast updates will now wind up our broadcast.
Good evening. I'm Juliet Nateza with today's weather forecast. Most parts of the country had bright and sunny conditions, and this was due to the dry wind still blowing in from Sahara Desert towards our country. Tomorrow, we expect the northern part of our country to be with bright and sunny conditions, while the southern part of our country we expect to be with sunny intervals. Temperatures are expected to rise to 32 degrees in the northern part of our country. Soroti temperatures are expected to rise to 33. Kampala temperatures are expected to rise to 29, while Kabale Highlands temperatures are expected to rise to 26 degrees. Elsewhere, Dubai is expected to be with sunny conditions at a maximum of 25 degrees. Johannesburg, we expect some light showers, while Kigali, Rome and Paris we expect to be with cloudy conditions. That's all we had for you from Uganda National Meteorological Authority. Stay tuned to UBC.
And the weather update brings us to the end of this first edition of News Tonight. We thank you so much for watching. Please keep around for the next program as we prepare our second coming at 10 p.m. Michael Jordan Lukomo with Muhammad Mugalu. Enjoy the evening.
On behalf of the National Chairman, the NRM Secretary General invites the following categories of delegates to the second meeting of the 3rd National Conference on the 25th of January 2020 at Nambole Stadium. The invited are the 1st National Vice Chairperson, the 2nd National Vice Chairperson, the 6 Vice Chairpersons representing regions, members of the National Executive Council, NEC, members of the NRM Municipal Executive Committees, members of NRM on Municipal Councils, promoters of the NRM organization, executive committees of the NRM in the